Hello, welcome to another episode of Say Loud on Ghana Web TV with me, Ayisi. Today, our location is Kaswa in the central region of Ghana. We are meeting up with a family of a final year student of Swedru Business School who was recently attacked by some of his schoolmates and has since been left traumatized. The student and his family believe that the school administration and in an extension, the police have not been managing the situation well. They are demanding for justice. Join me.
Yeah, good to see you. How's it? Cool. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
So welcome back. This is still Say Loud with me, Ayisi, and as indicated earlier, I have my guest, Ishmael Adjei, a student of Swedru Business Secondary School, and he's going to tell us about an attack on him by some mates of his in school, which has left him traumatized. Ishmael, welcome to Say Loud.
Yeah, I'm Ishmael Adjei from Swedru School of Business, and I'm in Form 3.
So, anyway, before we get into the conversation, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. A little bit. I'm recovering from the injury I had, and it's a little fine for now.
Tell us what happened to you. You said you are, by the way, what form are you in?
Form 3. Yeah, I offer visual arts.
So tell us what happened. What happened to you?
On last week's Friday, I collected Agyei from my housemaster, and then I went home to take an inspection staffs. You know, on the next week we have inspection. We had an inspection, so I decided to come on Sunday. On Sunday in the evening. So when I got to school on Sunday in the evening, my door was locked. So I called a friend in another house, which is the house 3. So when I called him, I told him to come and open the door, and then so that I can put my stuffs in it. The next day I'll take some of my stuffs to my dormitory. So on Monday in the dawn, we were preparing for school, and then when we were preparing for school, I finished bathing, and then I went to house 3 to get my stuffs, my uniform and other stuff, my books for school, school activities. So when I was in the dorm and I was dressing, I finished dressing, and there was a guy called Opata who entered the dormitory. And then when he entered the dormitory, he came to Brian, and then Brian was also preparing for school. And when Opata came to Brian, I don't know whatever they were talking about or whatever they were saying on their own. And then all of a sudden, Brian started talking, insulting someone. I don't know who it was, but I'm sure it was me because I didn't know. I didn't want to put myself into it because I didn't hear my name. So I was also dressing, and when I finished dressing,
What exactly were they saying?
It was like with Jimmy Cra, then he was saying some like negative stuff, negative energy stuff. So I was there and I was listening, but I decided not to mind him because I didn't hear my name from him. And then all of a sudden, he got to a point where he said he's going to sack the person from the dormitory. And then when I checked around, I was the only one in the dormitory, so I was the only foreigner in the dormitory. So I went straight to him and I approached him that, oh, if you want to take me out of the dormitory, if you want to sack me, I'll go because it's your dormitory. That's your dorm. That's not my dorm. So if you want to sack me, I'll leave. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, and then he got angry. And then he got angry at me, and he said, oh, why am I saying that? And I said, oh, but you are sacking me from your dormitory. You want to sack me. So if you want to sack me, I'll leave. So already when he was insulting me and saying stuff, I made up my mind that I'm going to leave the dormitory. When school closes, I'll just pick my stuff and then I'll not even come back there anymore because the energy I'm getting from them, it was like very negative. And he was once my friend. And then they didn't value me. They didn't value me. They didn't really respect me. So I had to cut him off. And there are some group, like, you know. So I cut them off, and then when I cut them off, I found peace. I was okay, you know. I was cool. And when I'm walking around the campus, if anyone asks me, oh, why are you not working with Brian and his company? And then I'll be like, oh, it be sake of, then they see me John. They don't respect me, like they don't value me. That's why I tell my body. But you know, when I take my provision camp, me and them know we dey share one, and it's like normal. So I learned someone went to give a false information that I was the one feeding them, or I was the one looking after them in the school or something. So someone went to tell them that. So if anyone asks them the reason why they fought with me, that's the reason. That's what they say. So that done, Brian said, why did I say that? And then he came at me. He pushed me, and I said, oh, why would you push me? Why would you touch me? Because you can't touch me. You're not supposed to do me anything. And then he went for a broom, and then he used it on my head. And then when he used it on my head, I was like, oh, so why would you do that? And he was still coming at me, so I reacted. And when I reacted, I punched him. And then a friend of his called Jerry, he also slapped me, claiming he's separating the fight. That's what he claims. So he slapped me, and I was like, oh, why did you slap me? And then he slapped me again, and I also reacted, and I slapped him because I won't allow him to cheat me. So I slapped him back, and they separated the fight. And then he didn't understand why I slapped him back. The Brian guy also didn't understand why I also touched him. I also punched him. So we went to school. The fight got separated. We went to school. I thought everything was cool, and then we went for preps. I was in the prep hall, and then a classmate of mine called Philip Adjei came into my prepping room. And when he came to my prepping room, and when he came, he told me that, oh, the boys who are fighting me, they've gone to the back, so I should be careful. So he came to look after me. So when he came, when the prep closed, it was when it was closing for the prep. So we went out. And then Philip Adjoi's housemaster called him because he's in another house. That's house 4. His housemaster called him, and then he left me all alone. So I was the only one who was walking around. So I went to Madam's bungalow to get water. So when I was coming back, I felt really alone. I felt like if anything should happen, I wouldn't have any witness. So I saw the house prefect, that's my friend, and I went to him. When I went to him, I was like, we were having a normal conversation, not even concerning these 2 boys or anything. So we were talking, and then all of a sudden, Brian was approaching me. I thought he was going to buy water. Not knowing he was coming at me. So when he got to me, he threw his hand, and I held his hand. And then when I held his hand, the other Jerry guy was also approaching me, so I decided to concentrate on Jerry, leaving Brian so that I won't get hurt by anyone. So when I concentrated on Jerry, Brian decided to bite my shoulder. So there's a bite over here. So he was biting my shoulder, and then I was feeling the pain. So I hit his head, and then I punched him to the ground. And then when I did that, Brian went away a little while. And then I was talking to Jerry. Jerry said, what would I do? And I said, oh, I wouldn't do anything because I don't know what I've done. Like, but if you touch me, I'll touch you. And I asked him, why do you want to fight with me? What's all these reasons behind you or both of them fighting with me? He didn't answer me. He was still saying, what should I do? And then he slapped me. So when he slapped me, I also reacted. I punched him. And then the fight got separated. So the people around told me to leave from there. So when I was moving backwards, I was being cautious. So in order for me not to get beaten by any of the 2 boys. So there was a gutter. When I was moving back, there was a gutter at the back of me, and then I unbalanced, and I mistakenly fell in the gutter. One of my friends helped me out of the gutter. When I got out of the gutter, Brian was coming with speed, with a knife in his hand, and then it was too late. So when I saw him, I I tried blocking the knife. He was trying to stab me, so I blocked the knife with my left hand, and then so I blocked the knife with my left hand, and then he kept cutting me, and I kept blocking it, and then he stabbed me on my shoulder again. That's the place he was biting. So he stabbed me over there, and then when he got satisfied that I was bleeding and stuff, and then he was okay, and he started running away. And immediately, someone called my housemaster, and they came, and then I was rushed to the hospital.
All along, you felt unsafe, right? When this whole thing started, you felt a little bit unsafe. So why didn't you report to your senior housemaster or class teacher or somebody?
Yeah, actually, when I didn't feel unsafe till after preps, when a classmate came to tell me that the two boys have gone to the back there. So that's when I felt unsafe, because I thought the whole day, I thought, oh, everything is past, everything is cool, and I'm the type who don't like those kind of stuff, fighting, and I don't get angry that much because I like playing.
You said you were friends with these people. What are their actual names?
Opata, yeah, for Opata, I know that was the only name I know. Opata, and Brian Botte, and then Jerry Willington, and they are.
How close were you guys?
From Form 2, so from Form 2 to Form 3, we were really close.
And then you just decided that you...
Yeah, I just did because of how they saw me. They see me as John. If I should put the John, because that's they didn't really value me. They see me as a fool. Let me just put it that way.
So the injuries you suffered, how severe were these injuries?
Oh, it was really severe. It was really severe. I was really bleeding, and a lot of blood was really oozing out of my hand and then my shoulder. And there was a girl at Madam's bungalow who had a handkerchief.
Who's
Madam Anita.
And she is what?
She is my house mistress.
Okay.
House one. So someone collected the girl's handkerchief and then tied my left arm in order for the blood to stop a little bit, So
we went to which hospital were you taken to?
I don't really know the name, but it's in front of school, the Swedru government hospital or something. I don't really know the name of the hospital.
You were what when you went there? What did they do for you?
When I went there, I was rushed into the hospital, and then they told me to sit a little bit in order to, because they had other people to take care of. So yeah. So after them, I was next. So they sealed my hand. It was everywhere, every part that was cut and then stabbed. Because my hand was really deep. It was really. So
yes. Before you go on, you said they attacked you with a knife. Where did they get the knife from?
It's not the Brian guy.
Brian.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Where did they get the knife from? What type of knife was it?
Oh, it was a cutter, a trimmer. You have to pull the knife out of it. So
the one students.
Yeah, you use for visualize. Yeah.
Okay.
That was it.
Okay, so we've been speaking to Ishmael Adjei. He was attacked by his schoolmates for some very weird reasons. He suffered some serious cuts and has been home receiving treatment since. He believes that the school administration has not been fair in dealing with this situation. We'll be right back to speak to him on how he feels about the whole attention the school administration has paid to this situation.
We table issues relating to the arts and entertainment for a riveting discussion, of course, without fear nor favor.
The question the presenter asked them was a dumb question. You need to speak the fact and move.
Varied views. We agree to disagree.
So I would disagree with everything you said. I think that he's a smart guy. I think what he did.
No, but I also said he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I guess that I'm waiting for the what next.
Yeah, I don't think that we have to wait for what next.
It sometimes gets confrontational. But that's the beauty of the game.
Today you deny funny face.
It's not my brother.
Today you deny funny face.
I don't know him.
You don't know funny face.
It's not my brother.
You don't know funny face.
It's a package. We meet, we sit, we dialogue, we learn, we progress. My name is Benefo Huabin Abrantepa, a proud blogger, and this is my forum.
So welcome back from the break. This is still Say Loud on Ghana Web TV with me, George Ayisi. We've been speaking to Ishmael, and when the information came that he had been attacked, his father dispatched some members of the family to visit the school. The delegation was made up of his uncle, Mr. Wahab, and some other people. So we'll be speaking to him before we speak to his father. Boss, welcome to Say Loud.
Thank you very much.
You went to the school after you were called.
Yes.
What transpired?
Okay, so the incident happened on the 28th of February, and the mother went to the school the next day, which was 1st of March, I think, yes. So she went to bring him to the house so that the family can actually give him the proper care and all that. So he came. When he came, the next day the family met, which was a Wednesday. The family met. We wanted to discuss the issue. So we met in consultation with a lawyer, and he advised that given the fact that it's an attempt on the boy's life, he advised that we should report the matter to the police, and we should send the issue to the courts for it to be addressed. So on Friday, we went to the school, and as courteous as we were, we went to meet the headmaster, and we made him aware of our intentions to report the matter to the police and proceed to court. So when we met him, to be honest with you, I wasn't enthused by his response, and for 2 hours he kept asking that we shouldn't report the matter to the police.
What was his justification for that?
So after I made our intentions known to him, his first response was that given the fact that the boy seemed to be, he's getting better, that should be where our focus should be. He's getting better, so that solves part of the problem. That is his opinion, but I told him that, well, that is how he feels about it. But as far as the family is concerned, it goes beyond just him getting well. This is a crime, and the state actors must be made aware of.
And at that point, he had not made you aware of any internal measures to address the situation.
So his response was that he's given us his full confidence and that the boys will be deboardinized. But I felt that if someone commits a crime, which is an attempted murder, and I know by the statutes of this country, it's felony, if not, it's felony. It's a serious crime, which I know is supposed to be a very serious crime. So if someone does this and the punishment you want to prefer is to deboardinize the students, then what are you teaching the other students to do? You understand? Yes, it's a no-no.
So you eventually went to the police?
Yes. So eventually we went to the police. We reported the matter to the Swedru police, and we were issued a medical form. We went to the hospital to collect the medical report, which we duly returned. However, I was expecting that, given the fact that it was a murder in the process, that's, an unsuccessful murder, let me put it that way, that we were looking at, the police would have gone with us to arrest the perpetrators or some action by the police. But we were informed by the CID that she knows the headmaster of the school and that she will get in touch with him, and by Tuesday the family will hear from them.
And Tuesday is gone by.
Today is Wednesday, and we still haven't heard anything from the school
You tried
or
reaching
the
back
police.
to the police.
So we intend getting in touch with the police, but we felt that given the fact that we were confident in the police, they would have gotten in touch with us. So now that we haven't heard from them, I think it's appropriate that we go back there and find out what the issue is.
And since you returned, have you heard from the headmaster?
Well, we went there on Friday, and we haven't heard from the headmaster. Nothing from the headmaster.
And neither are you aware of any disciplinary actions taken against the boys?
Apart from the statement he made in our presence that per the school's laws, the boys will be deboardinized, or whoever does a crime like that will be deboardinized. Yes, that is the only thing I know in terms of disciplinary action or any disciplinary communication from the school. Apart from that, I don't know of anything being done by the school.
So what's the family's position, and what are you demanding?
Yes, so currently, I mean, the family is not asking for much. All we are asking is for the issue to be prosecuted by the state actors. Yes, so we are going back. If we go back to the police, we only want to find out when the issue will be called in court, so that we can make a representation. That's all. That's all we are asking for. Yes. Yes.
So that was Wahab Ishmael. He is the uncle of the student who was attacked, and he had been to the school trying to engage the authorities of the school on what measures they've been taking in addressing the situation. Of course, he explains that he doesn't feel all right with the way the school administration has handled the case as up to this point, and in extension, the police as well. I'm now going to speak to the father of Ishmael to get his side of the whole story as well. This is still Say Loud on Ghana Web TV with me, Ayisi. I've been speaking to a final year student of Swedru Business School, Ishmael Adjei. He was recently attacked by some of his schoolmates, and an act which has left him traumatized. He says he doesn't feel okay with the way the school administration has handled the case. Where I have joining me now his father, Mr. Agyei. Dada, akwaba. Me pacho daben and I would say asemo ya to ba no.
But Monday, last week Monday, that was 28th February. And the brain the information say we ban Ishmael Adjei our school. In Zina Adiasa. The man I say I did change the charity Tuesday, Miss Monday, Mom family, Miss my wife say uncle no head. Na Ayisi school. And the wife acquire now a serious case. I mean, one na Yapala. Boys, also two boys, we know. I mean, one second. Our church, no, my friend, our church, and that is a serious. And I am Adama, I saw Adunaba. We send the headmaster and teacher, no, head teacher, no, some was the same. Information be a Casadia on Friday, and my phrase or Monco. And quoted him, send a buyer, even information be a fee, headmaster and the police for her. Stray and Timasin be a Holland Coyana, also a report. What am I police for? Now, one can say, government information. Well, as some nice police for him, police for the bed for referring, and I had master no car referring by Stray and Timothy. Tuesday, no, and then say, shall say, a beco, yeah, my case in this nice. My final reports are whatever. Now, police for her. Now, Yahunia, the Shanabisi, and Susanna Yamanity.
So far, the Monte she fee police for no homo yet, but my case or
I kiss her.
but Monte she
Neither one of them no cars and cover frame. But Colana Mamma, I'm afraid, but now, problem, I can say, case Nanka say yet information, if he police for not until I say me and film.
Now, Osi Omukoye, no Osma, Momukoye, Omuni headmaster, Echo Dean in San so, and Comoba no Omuni headmaster is a D and Adena, a female by.
Okay, headmaster, one shall I can't. I say me, oh, yeah, what do you call it? When I mean, compo, oh, yeah, for 2 7 and encouragement. As yes, a man as some crime be a. More can say your case in the year be anti. As far as the boy, Ishmael, when female Nabisana, on in Yamaninka. But what buy must know. We so would you answer Colanico school cry? I say, you be scared. They be no, I say, will be council, we council. I say, Saturday, I say, I will find a baby free. She take it serious measures. Yes, you know, I'm one hour school and cry or that. I yet, I shall be, I won't say. Sassam, you see, no, and now for Ishmael now for take serious measures and see. Send by us, case in the cry, ministry school.
But now, near Ecosystem, do you believe that the head teacher has not been fair in the management of this case at this point?
Yes. They are medium who are passing. In case headmaster and Nankaso or taking charge of that case nearby. No more want to okay be chance say, oh, we are when trainer. Say, and say, procedures and answer quite and person coming fast. Now, we are boy now, praise Marin. Now for Baba, Nanka Yasanase, Nanka kiss and cry, Yaset simple. But I say, only the diagram. As I grew in
boys know what's your parents in can.
Okay, last week now, I said, my friend. This my focus on my friend, but they made me. My young Kasai, into many information being from my side.
I'm afraid they're no more kind.
I can't simply be a crash of Simbia.
No more child, but I say no more so say near senior. Parents, no.
Information up quite a moment to say, in a manner where proud do school on.
But is it something that you are aware that school no I invite parents no?
Okay, any information.
Are you aware of any disciplinary action being taken against the boys?
No, I have not. The minimum say, well, take serious measures be on my side. My person when they say, case in a circle, police, name near headmaster and some more back. Send a bias, say, walk a court, so maybe whom I buy a so it's my name.
Now, as a parent, how worried are you about all of this situation? How is this affecting your son or yourself?
More than say a case by saying, I say, I have a friend was saying in the future because Sabafraco school now into Kaka, when you're not watching second, so would you one and I would plan. I mean, Quanka Ukumakole. And at the same time, some man can't a 7 hour, the case and yet, etc. I call on the school and my canon, or school, on your peace of mind in Siado school. So as I say, and so I send me take his messages out. A very serious woman say, case in a fair, Bibiajo, Bibiajo, etc. Fine, but Bias and master say, I such been all which Colana, near one say, that such me a one say, one little bit or more, what one say, one letter we cut away near Trosse. Mobian school, Mobian, now, as a Yaba.
Oh, yeah, parents, you are part of PTA. Have you tried getting in touch with the PTA? Have you tried taking this up to the PTA level?
No, my family got PTA level. My first name got PTA, and I'm called cry.
Ishmael Adjei pay 1 week of here. Say now, shall the condition say now, shall then I know.
I won't say. Sometimes the crab knows. Sometimes I knows. My wife I can't say each other. When I knows because again, I say, was shandy, Nanefanaри and Afi, Zaki, out no, Norbert Niffy at the same time. So, yes, I was sugar or the pins walk, prano. Stra or feel comfortable. No, you know. The name if you say. There, me for can be sir, from obey scale, and I'm no but on
So yes, this has been Say Loud on Ghana Web TV with me, Ayisi. Today we were in the home of a student of Swedru Business School, a final year student who was attacked by some of his mates. Ishmael Adjei feels like the school administration has not been fair in handling with this situation, which has left him traumatized. His father, Mr. Agyei, is concerned about the safety of his son and is hoping that the school authorities will take the right measures in making sure that his son, when he returns to school, goes back with the right state of mind to be able to complete his education. This has been Say It Loud with me, George Ayisi, and until we meet for our next episode, bye.